Today will be a first look of this Grado signature HP100SE. Now before I start, I want to say thanks to Jaben for providing me this copy. They actually were kind enough to let me try this out, so I really have a good understanding on what this headphone does. Today will be first look, so I'll be trying on the spot to just listen to how it feels like. Grado being Grado still looks like a Grado. Now to be fair, I owned the SR80 before, the RS1 and also the 325 series at one point in my life. In fact, my first headphone was a Grado SR80. So I'm not like new to the Grado or even the Grado sound signature. But when I see this, I think there are many changes and upgrades to the Grado headphone that made it from what used to be, a lot of people say, as cheap looking headphone to something a little bit more premium, right? And also there's a change in the driver. My understanding is these are the bigger drivers, the 52mm drivers that Grado does. It's a new driver, new headset, so I'm very excited to try it out. In fact, just for sentiment's sake, I may want to buy either the HP100SE or the S950. Still not yet confirmed. I'm still waiting for the S950 in to just test out, see whether I love the sound or not. But not wasting time, let's try this HP100SE out and then have a go. But before we try, let's take a look at the headphone itself close up. Grado on general still looks like a Grado, it still looks like these two antenna hooked with these two things here, and on the cup here with a leather band. And then there's these ear cups here. You can actually have the very, very flat and thin one, or this G cup version, the big one, literally G cup versions. Now, these big cups are the recommended ones for these particular headphones, but we will explore more on padding at the later part of this video. I have yet to try everything, so I have even yet to listen to this headphone. So let's take a look at the headphone close up for other things that changed. So now Grado has changed the way they design their hinge. So the hinge pops out rather than at the side. It looks a little bit better. Now the hinge, I still think is made of plastic. It's not upgraded in material here, though the pole now is a nice metal smooth pole, right, rather than the used to be some weird metal pole in the past. Now the swivel mechanism now swivels the headphone, but it doesn't like infinitely swivel, so there is some maximum and minimum limits. Last time the previous Grados can go spinning non-stop, at least the one that I had. The front back is still the same, and then the metal cups are, I would say, it's pretty nice. Now to be fair, this is a demo set, so it's not in pristine condition, but it actually looks pretty good. Now, if I was to take off this pad here, then we take a look at the driver. It still looks very Grado-ish, which is this piece of sound-inducing device, and then with a very thin mesh over it just to protect it. This thin mesh thing, I mean, Grado's choice, likely, but it really doesn't look good. I mean, the workmanship here, you can see, Grado is still being a Grado here. But other than that, it looks actually pretty nice. It's metal, nicely built. So I think everything was pretty good. Now, there is also some engraving Grado Labs onto the band itself. So see, there are these little improvements that make it a little bit more flagship-like for a headphone. Now, you can see below here, this is the XLR port. This is the 4-pin type. This is the same one used in Odyssey headphones and ZMF. So if you have Odyssey or ZMF, like for me, I can easily just get the cables and plug it in. It's quite easy. So once you put on the cup, it looks kind of like that, like this. Now let's talk a little bit on the band itself. Now they say that the band is thicker, but I can tell you it's still thin as heck. Grado still being a Grado. It still doesn't look very premium. The material looks a lot better than the Grados of the past. At least this looks leather, and then the stitching and stuff. But the padding is still not very desired. Really not much difference. It still looks very Grado-ish if I was just to lay flat here. Let me turn the other way, lay flat here. So you can tell it's still a Grado headphone. Nobody will mistake this for any other brands of. Let's take a listen to this headphone. Now, Grado always pride themselves as something easy to drive and easy to appreciate with any device. So I wouldn't be using some like super high-end device. Maybe something simpler. Let me get one. So the original cable that Grado gives is this. This is a large 6.35mm or 1/4 inch jack. Something that I don't quite appreciate because it's a Grado. I will use it in balance, or I will use it on 3.5 in my portable devices. 6.35 I guess is to plug into home amp, but I thought that they should do like balance, or at least give alternative cables for a headphone of this price. Grado always tend to give very little things. Now, to be fair, this is not the retail package, so I'm not too sure whether the actual retail package will have more cables, but from my understanding, this is the only cable given. But no fear, I have ZMF's cable, so I shall use it. I can in fact show you that it plugs in perfectly fine. Now for my first test, I'll be using this Hebe R4, very cheap device, and if it runs properly on this, I think it'll run on anything. So let me describe the HP100SE sound signature. I listened to a few songs from Ado and from YOASOBI. Notable tracks are like Ibarra, Backlight, and then I heard Heartbeat, I also heard Idol, I heard The Brave, a few of these tracks together. Now, but before we start talking about the sound quality itself, this is the ZMF headphone plugs. You can plug in perfectly fine. So, how do I describe the sound quality? Firstly, it is a very open sounding headphone. When I mean open sounding, is the soundstage itself is wide. However, the way that Grado renders it is a bit different. It is focused in the mids and then pushed very forward. So, if I was to describe other headphones, Unveiled will be wide open sound with generally, I would say, as kind of focused bubble in the center, but it's not like in your face. While Abyss is very focused and a bit more forward, but not as forward as this. While something like the CA1A from Raw Requisite is just a big dispersed sound. Different headphones do render soundstage very differently, but this one is like open, focus, push forward. So it can be a little bit in your face at times, but yet still feel very open sounding. Very interesting effect. Now that is the general sound stage of it. Now when it comes to dynamic, this is a very dynamic headphone. It goes very fast beat and then it slows down, it goes to darkness and comes up again. It's a very fast paced, exciting headphone, if you want to put it that way. The drivers on the Grado really accentuates this excitement itself. Now, when it comes to the various tones, the tonality, it is more of the neutral to cool sound. At least that's what I heard. And then it also have generally, I would say, as a mid-forward sound. Like, the sound stations are very mid-forward, very close to almost a slight shoutiness there. It doesn't have sibilance. Just want to put it out. It doesn't have sibilance, but it's like really in your face for the mids. It makes certain things very nice, such as guitars. I heard this track with electric guitar on Ibarra. The electric guitar is electrifying, really forward and exciting. But the vocals of Ado and YOASOBI, especially YOASOBI, YOASOBI doesn't use that much electric guitar up front, and it's mainly on the vocals. And the vocals itself sometimes can feel very forward, but then there's a dip at the lower mids itself and feels a little bit not filled out. Just feels not filled out, that's how I will describe the vocals itself. Is it a bad thing? I think it really depends. For Ado, it was good, all the way forward, exciting. For Vonday, also all the way forward, exciting. But then for YOASOBI, it feels a bit wonky. Not the, I would say, as best rendition of vocals for YOASOBI type of sound. But for Ado, Vonday, perfectly fine. Then when it comes to the, I'll say, as high instruments, there is some excitement, some sparkle there. No sibilance, by the way. But I do think that at times it doesn't feel very natural, the sound itself. That's how I describe the highs itself. It doesn't feel always natural. I do not know what's the way to really put it into words, but cymbals do sound like cymbal, bell sounds like bell, but when you combine with many other things happening together, it sounds a bit off, just a bit off for the highs itself. Now the lows, the bass is where this headphone is really good also. It's very punchy, it's very quick, it's very exciting for the bass itself. In fact, it's very punchy for an open can, and it responds really quick. I do not have enough tests with this headphone. I don't feel like that there's a lot of like sub bass where you can feel the bass, but you definitely can hear the punch and feel the punch, but not the very low rumbly atmospheric type of sub bass that planar headphones tend to do. This headphone seems to give very nice, quick, punchy sound. That's really it for the sound quality of this HP100SE. I think overall it is a very nice sounding headphone. If you are into exciting songs, rock, pop, metal, I think it will feel good in those songs itself. However, if you go for something a bit more slow, jazzy type, or maybe very calm female vocals, I think that the slight dip somewhere in that vocal region makes it not as smooth and pleasant as I would like it to be. So that's really the sound itself. Now, one thing about Grado is the pads. The pads look funky. So before I went to test this headphone, I eventually went to buy a lot of pads. You can see tons and tons of pads here. So I'm going to try all the pads and just give you guys also a rough difference of all the different pads. And Grado headphones are one that really make a difference when you use different pads. So I've heard all the pads. I'll just give you guys a general feel of what I think of them. There is this G-Cup-like pads from China. This is the best sounding one. Now this one is a bit softer than the original pads here. It's still quite a hard foam, but a bit softer, and it's a bit deeper compared to this one. It's a bit more shallow. Here you can see this. But overall, I think that this is the best sounding. It kind of fills up the lower vocals a little bit, brings the vocals a bit closer still, reduces the soundstage, but overall it feels more balanced and exciting with this pad compared to the original one. The original one had a very big sound, but it just creates this slight loss somewhere in the vocal regions that, as I said, doesn't make it that enjoyable in YOASOBI. While these pads does really make it enjoyable for YOASOBI itself. However, it comes at a cost of soundstage. It makes things a little bit closer to you, a bit smaller at the sides. Now, for the other pads here, these two are very, very wonky. Now, these are all hard pads. You can see they are pretty hard, and when they wear on your ear, it really sticks out very weirdly. Now, this one gives you a rumbly, bassy headphone, but it sounds like using Beats, and it's not a good thing, because it sounds very bloomy, very lack of everything but bass. That's how I describe it. And then this one is slightly better. The bass is cleaner and clearer. However, there is some significant loss in the mids region. Just like this, I say that this one has some loss in the mids region for vocals. A bit here, but this one exaggerates it, and it really makes like the mids a little bit wonky when you listen to female vocals for calming tracks. The bass is nice though, but sadly the mids cannot make it for me. So overall, the best one was this pair of pads from China that looks like G pads, but it sounds really good. Lose some soundstage, but gain a lot more in the balance of sound. And this will be the one I will use to compare with other headphones. So I will take out one headphone to just compare with this Grado, and then maybe I'll try with amplification before I end off this video. So I compared the HP100SE with the Composer here. Both of them are open backs, dynamic drivers, and relatively easy to drive. The difference in sound is quite significant. Now, first, if you are looking for natural sounding, I think the Composer is more correct, more natural and correct. But if you are looking for exciting sound, the HP100SE is more exciting. It's like very energetic in the general spectrum, and when it comes to the bass and everything, it slams inwards into your head, while this one just slams normally. That's how I would describe the sound, right? When it comes to the vocals itself, here is a little bit more body, a bit more filled up, a bit more even, with very good focus in the vocals itself, while this is a bit more dispersed and a little bit thinner. And as I said, there's still this slight hollowness, even though I use the better one. There's this slight, like, hollowness or like talking to metal like that, you know, kind of sound. But as I said, it depends on which song, right? With Ado song, it sounds pretty good, like pop and rock together. So depends on vocals itself. If you are looking for soothing songs, the composer general rendition of the mids is a lot better, while the HP100SE is more for energetic, fun, and big sound. And then also, if you like the bass to be very powerful and energetic and pushing inwards in your head, what a composer feels like balanced throughout, nice mids, bass and highs. And if you ask me, the treble here is also more exciting. It feels very crunchy, while this one feels a little bit more normal. So normal, different, right? Even though they use the same technology, or at least dynamic driver, open backs, they sound absolutely different. And okay, but that being said, right, if you ask me, if I can only buy one headphone, which is a safer bet? I think the composer is the safer bet. If you are looking to buy something fun sounding and your genre is mainly into rock, pop, and then maybe, you know, into metal, maybe this will be good. I do find that the Grado has also less sibilance, quite interesting, while there is a little bit more sibilance in the composer itself. The very, very highs, when it comes to crashing, it sounds more natural in the composer, as I said, than the Grado. But the Grado is more, I would say, as noticeable. It's like crunchier and noticeable. Now, is that a good thing or not? It really depends on you, right? But you know, less sibilance still than the composer. Quite interesting difference, right? So this is the first look, and pretty much I think I spent quite a lot of time on this video because, you know, you talk of pads, comparisons and stuff. So I won't be going into amplification. Maybe when I have the S950, I will do some amplification tests then. But overall, I do think that the Grado is still a very Grado sound, still very mid-forward, very exciting, very punchy. I think it doesn't change. And if you are a Grado fan, this will still remain as the best of Grado. In fact, I think this is like better than the RS1 significantly, right? That being said, as a headphone itself, I think that at the open back dynamic driver headphones, it really is a personal taste, and there are many options out there. If you want more normal sounding ones, the composer is more normal sounding. And then if you want something that is a bit warmer, there's also the whole ZMF series. It will give you a more full-bodied, warmer sound than this. And you know, at a slightly cheaper price, there's also the HP100S. That will give you a slightly different sound, but I find that that headphone has a little bit too much sibilance for me compared to this. This one has no sibilance, so I can really enjoy the music here. I can't really enjoy the HP800S, especially on higher volumes. It's very ear-piercing to me, while this is actually okay. So there's some difference, you know, in all the flagship. But if I was to buy one around this price range of 2.5 to 3,000 USD, I will actually lean more towards the composer or the ZMF's maybe Atrium Open than this particular Grado itself. This Grado is really for people who have a very specific niche of songs and like it in a certain way, a certain flavor. I would say as Grado, sound quality and accuracy wise, it's not very high compared to many other flagships at this price range. But the fun factor is extremely high and pretty much is a Grado sound. So that's pretty much it. The Grado HP100SE. Will I buy a Grado? Yes, I will definitely buy back a Grado because I listen to a lot of Ado songs and this absolutely rocks for Ado music. But do I own this as the only headphone? No. I will probably want to have a more normal pair like a Utopia or a Composer or maybe any other headphones like an Atrium or something else, right? That gives me a more balanced sound signature. And especially these days where you can actually get really good and cheap, affordable ones like from Fio, the competition is getting very stiff for open back headphones that are decent. So this is definitely not my only headphone, but if you are into the genre of music, this is really one of the best of its kind for the rendition. That's about it for today. I hope you enjoy my short little first take on the Grado HP100SE. I'll see you guys again. Bye bye.